Welcome to the Burnt or Buttered Podcasts, where we talk about movies every week. I'm Toast.
And I'm Stetson. And this week we're going to be talking about Project Hail Mary. And one of us here read the book.
And one of us here saw the movie 1.5 times.
And that would be the exact same person.
We'll get into that later. Right now, we've got the 7 o'clock news. So we're trying a new format on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're practicing coming up with 9 questions for each movie and formatting around those questions. So today, as we're talking about Project Hail Mary, we'll start with number 1.
Is this a smart movie or just pretending to be?
You know, it's a good question. I feel like Stetson's going to have some things to say about this. I'm not sure that it's a smart movie. I'm not really sure what a smart movie is.
I feel like they took all the smart stuff from the book.
Well, obviously.
And dumbed it down.
Yeah.
Well, so the book made you feel so smart.
Really? Because
Yeah.
The Martian made me feel so stupid.
No, the book, at least to me, the book made me feel so smart because he would be going through the scientific way of figuring out a problem, and he'd be like, "Oh, I need to get the volume of this." And he's like, "How would I do that? How would I do?" And he's like, "Oh, of course I'm going to submerge it into whatever." Go through the scientific ways of doing it. I'm like, that's exactly how I would do it. That's exactly how I would have done it. Of course that's how he did it. And so throughout and I definitely wouldn't have thought of doing that because I don't know, but it makes sense why he would do that way. And so when you're reading it or listening to it, it makes you feel smart because you're like, yeah, I would have figured that out.
See, when I was reading The Martian, I was like, man, I got to learn some skills because I don't know how to do any of this stuff. How am I supposed to make dirt so that I can farm on Mars?
Yeah. But I feel like in the movie, he's doing some math equations and things like that, but there's no real explanation of why they're doing what they're doing. And it's one of my biggest gripes of the movie of there's really intense things that they do that took a lot of thought and a long process of doing that is just glossed over very, very quickly. I wish that they would have explained a little bit more of even just thinking out loud, just a little bit of thinking out loud that would have helped us really understand the problem solving that was happening.
Yeah, I guess I didn't need him to tell me. I just understood it, man.
I guess the one part that they did show was them learning how to reproduce with astrophage.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then him learning how to speak with Rocky was a big part.
Yeah, but there wasn't a ton of how tos. They showed the clock. They showed okay, we're gonna start with 1 and then go from there.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel satisfying to me.
I don't know. I don't need an over explanation. I kind of get these things. So to answer the question, I would say it's an average intelligence movie.
I would say that it was meant to be smart. It was meant to be a very smart movie, and it is a very smart book. Did the pace keep you locked in or lose you?
It actually did lose me a little bit around the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was supposed to make you feel a little bit bored because you're feeling what Ryland Grace is feeling, which is this is taking forever. And so I did get lost a little bit in there, but there was enough good stuff and interesting visuals that it kept me continuing.
Yeah. I do think that they spent a little bit too much time in the middle from the point of him meeting Rocky to the point of them leaving to the other planet to figure out why the Talmoeba or why astrophage is not reproducing at the same rate. That space I feel like was a little bit too long. I feel like they could have got there to be heading on that journey a little bit faster so that we could have really dove into what I think is the more interesting side of the movie of them saving the world.
Sure. Yeah. That's important, I guess.
So, I mean, to be honest, I had to see it 1.5 times because I had to go back to watch the spots that I fell asleep in. And I was excited for this movie. I was really excited for it.
There was one thing that you said as soon as we saw the preview. Do you remember what you said?
I feel like I was never really behind the Ryan Gosling casting.
That's true. You never really were. I heard many a gripe. And so I actually brought a special guest today because I knew that you would have some things to say to this special guest.
Oh, God.
So
here we go.
Let me go get him real quick.
All right.
Hey, Ryan.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, just come on in here. You can take my seat.
This is completely unexpected, actually. I had no idea that this person was going to be here today.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ryan Gosling playing Ryland Grace. Yeah, anyways, I'm here to talk to Stetson about why he doesn't like me for Ryland Grace.
Well, I just feel like Ryland Grace, the way that I think Ryan Grace was supposed to be played, is not you.
Nope. Let me stop you right there. I am that guy.
That's my biggest problem, is that you, for some reason, you thought that this movie was a good opportunity to do an SNL skit.
Listen to me real quick. Just listen to me. Ryland Grace wakes up in space, but he's actually Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. Ryland Grace wakes up as Ryan Gosling playing a character on SNL.
That guy never breaks. Anyways, I just wanted to come here and say that maybe you don't like me. Maybe you don't like me in this movie, but I'm married to Eva Mendes.
Oh, you got me there. All I'm saying is I do feel like Ryan Gosling decided to take this opportunity to play a character that was a character that he just wanted to make up. I feel like he really didn't try to be Ryan Grace. I feel like he just wanted to put whatever stupid jokes that he thought were going to land into a movie and be a character that he just wanted to be. I honestly feel like it felt like he was doing an SNL skit of Ryan Grace.
I just want to say thanks, Ryan Gosling, for stopping by. I don't know why he's being so aggressive to our first podcast guest, but thanks for stopping by. We appreciate your time. And if Stetson doesn't like Ryan Gosling being the most Ryan Gosling that he's ever been in a movie, then maybe he just doesn't like Ryan Gosling.
I don't know. I think that Ryan Gosling is great as Ryan Gosling in a lot of his other movies. Was it The Fall Guy?
Yeah, same character.
Same character?
Yeah.
Great. Drive, kind of the same character. Really, really good.
Pretty different character, but...
What was it? Blade Runner? Pretty good.
Pretty good.
You know, like, he's gone to space a few times. And it was Apollo 11 or something that he was in. And then he was also like super young in Armageddon.
Was he in Armageddon?
I think he was. Wasn't he in Armageddon?
I don't think so.
Maybe it wasn't an Armageddon.
Cut that one.
But I feel like he didn't, to me, if we're going off of Ryland Grace as Ryland Grace, like, I feel like he didn't honor the character that much. I mean, he did okay. I don't know. I feel like he just took too many liberties. You know, there a lot of jokes and stuff that he was doing just felt very Ryan Gosling in it, and it literally just didn't feel like it fit the character to me.
A lot of the jokes were just Ryan Gosling. So you remember when we were talking about Mercy? He had he had two different ear pods in, telling him different things so that he could appear to be like confused, and he definitely did look confused. Ryan Gosling, when he's talking to Rocky, he had an ear pod in with his kids talking to him. So a lot of the jokes were just him talking to his kids, apparently, which makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt like bottom of the barrel jokes, you know, that didn't really have a purpose, and it really made me. It just made the character to me way too weak. And this is from me reading the book of like what my expectation of this character would be, and I went into the movie the second time trying to not have any of those expectations and thinking like, would I just like this character if I had never read the book? Would I just like it? And the answer was still no. I just did not like how he was portrayed. I just didn't think it was a very strong character. I don't know, you know, and I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I'm crazy because everybody loves this movie so much. And I'm just like, what am I missing here?
Rocky, the best part of the movie or overrated?
See, I feel like I have qualms with Rocky too. You know, he's supposed to be spider-like, you know, but he does look like a rock or whatnot. But I know that were trying not to use CGI and everything else. Everything was practical. It looked like a dang puppet to me. I mean, and he was so small. Like in the book, like I didn't think that he was huge, but I felt like he was bigger than that. It felt like he took up space. You know, it felt like a presence. You know. Where in this movie, like the only time that you ever feel like it's a presence is when he slams his hand on the wall to scare you for the first time, and then you have a little bit of a jump scare, and then it's like, oh, this cuddly little Mandalorian Yoda, whatever that guy, Baby Yoda. It like felt like that relationship where it's like Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian. It felt gimmicky to me a little bit, and I like Rocky. I mean, I thought that Rocky was portrayed pretty well. I thought that I feel like Rocky is hundreds of years old. And so let's make him a little bit more mature, you know, let's make him a little bit more. He was sophisticated. I mean, he was on this mission to save his planet. You know, he was chosen out of all the whatever they're called, like on the planet, to go on this mission because he's just that much of a genius mechanic.
Oh, in the book, was he? Okay, because he's that much of a genius mechanic, but he wasn't alone originally.
No, yeah. But he was. Yeah, there's 23 other,
and they were all like the best of the best.
Yeah, and they were killed by radiation, and he was the only one that wasn't because he was by the astrophage because it absorbed the radiation, But he's like really smart, super, super smart, super. I mean, it just felt like they kind of made him so childlike, which I don't know. I just didn't really buy into it.
Yeah. My biggest qualm with this movie was actually the scene where they build the chain and like they're they use the winch to like get the ball down there and start collecting stuff. And then they use the winch to bring it back up. Why don't they just get out of orbit before they bring it up? Like, why does he have to go out on the hole while they're in orbit? They're burning up in orbit. Like, that seemed like such a dumb thing to do.
They explained it in the book that they.
There we go. See.
Yeah, they explained it in the book that they had to winch it up for some reason. I can't remember the exact reason, but because they were like stuck in the orbit and they couldn't get out of the orbit with, for some reason. And he had to like stop and cut the chain like at the exact moment, because when it was winching it up, it was also breaking the chain. So there's no way to like ever get the sample again unless they made another chain, and that chain took them like months and months and months to build. And
seemed a lot faster than the movie.
Yeah, in the book it took them a crazy amount of time. In the movie they tried to portray it. There's like them like sitting there putting it together, and it was like, thousands and thousands of links that they had to put together. But as it was coming up, it's like breaking the chain. So this is their one chance of doing this.
Gotcha.
And they didn't want to take any risks, type idea. But yeah, they explained it a lot more in the book.
Because in the movie, that was just a very confusing scene. Like, the chain seemed fine. Let's just take it out of orbit real quick, and then you can go and collect it. Like, seemed pretty easy.
Yeah, well, and the gravity of that planet is really, really intense, so they couldn't get too close, and there's no way of like landing on the planet at all, so that's why they had to make the chain. But yeah, they explained it a lot better in the book for sure.
Yeah,
but that's where I feel like the middle of the movie kind of failed, because they spent so much time building the relationship away from that planet that we didn't have time to talk about the chain and why the science behind why they were doing what they were doing and why they had to make the chain. And then to the Talmiba initially was nitrogen resistant, like nitrogen killed it. And so they had to breed nitrogen resistant bacteria, Talmiba, so that it could be on our planets. And that process was super fragile, and the box and stuff that they designed at the Xenonite and like all that was super important. And like they're just like, oh, we have a farm, we have a Talmiba farm. Oh my gosh, we did it, we made it. Like, we're gonna save our planets. It's like literally like 45 seconds where they're just like, we make the farm. Oh, we're going to save our planet. Like, that was such an intense part of the book of them like discovering and really failing at making this, and them not really even knowing if they're going to be able to save the planets. Like, we found out how to save the planet, but we don't know if we're going to be able to. It was just like so glossed over in the movie to me that it made it feel kind of pointless.
Yeah, it did feel quick. But then they throw that wrench in where he has to go and save, Rocky and stuff.
Yeah, the only reason why is because of the enclosure that they built.
Right.
To make it, like, why did we build the enclosure with that? Like the Xena, like, what was the purpose of it? Oh, like, we thought it was indestructible. We thought that like nothing could escape it.
Yeah.
And then like, they in the book they had an escape before that, so they understood that it could, like, what would happen if it got out and it got into the
astrophage.
The astrophage got into the Talmiba got into the astrophage, ate it all up, destroyed it once, right? And that happened in the movie too. But there was just so much more that I think they could have really dived into besides like them sitting in the Earth room and like, oh, this is a tree. Stupid.
Oh man. But to answer the question, yeah, Rocky was good.
Rocky was good. He was okay. I think that like I said, I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like everyone's seeing something that I'm not seeing.
I will say I do prefer, even if it didn't look, I mean, it felt like pretty lifelike for a rock spider,
Yeah.
And I feel like it looked better than had they tried to CGI it.
You think so?
Yeah,
I think
the
they could
look
have.
of CGI these days is rough.
I think that they could have made a more interesting Rocky
I don't,
with CGI.
did you see Spaceman with Adam Sandler?
Mm-mm.
So similar idea where he's alone in space and then a giant spider is also in his ship.
Mm.
And that's CGI and it looks like CGI,
Mm.
you know. And that's a big old spider.
Hmm.
Pretty comparable.
Well, I'll have to take a look at it.
I told you to like 2 years ago. So
Did you actually care about the man character? Yes or no?
I feel like I did. Yeah. Because I care about Ryan Gosling and his feelings.
I feel like they did a good job of making you care, but I feel like it just could have been so much more impactful. The internal battle of Ryland Grace could have been so much more impactful throughout this movie, and that from the very beginning that I just can't get over is that they gave away what I think is the most important part of this book and movie is that Ryan Gosling discovers that he was too cowardly to get onto the ship in the first place.
Yeah.
And that he had to be sedated and have amnesia to like wake up on the ship so that he would perform this mission to save the world.
Yeah.
Where the entire rest of the entire time he's on the ship finding Rocky and stuff, he thinks that he's the man. He thinks that he's going to save the planet and he was chosen, that he volunteered to do this mission and he was just that important that he needed to be put onto the ship.
Yeah.
And then he discovers, no, I wanted all of humanity to potentially die because I was too scared to sacrifice myself for them. And that just didn't come off to me in the movie. In the movie, it felt like you expected it. Like you expected him to be a coward. Where I was completely in shock and surprised. And so was Ryland Grace in the book.
Yeah. I feel like for somebody who didn't read the book, it did come across that way.
Really?
Where it was like he was reluctant to be of help because he'd been laughed out of academia, you know. But then you see him progressing, you see people telling him the right things, you know, along the way, like the one guy saying you just need to find something worth dying for, you know. So people are saying all the right things to him, and so you think that he's progressing the way that he's supposed to, you know. In a book, when somebody's telling you all the right things and you're having the right experiences to grow, you start growing. But he shrinks back to the same thing that he was, you know. So
well, and I think like an impactful part of the book is that he feels like he's let down Rocky because he's like, I'm not this guy.
yeah,
Like, I don't know if I'm strong enough to save your planet because I don't know if I'm strong enough to save mine, you know, type idea. Like, I don't know if I'm brave enough. When, you know, he's constantly choosing to be brave the entire time.
yeah.
Was the ending earned or just convenience?
I feel like when he went back for Rocky, that's when the ending was earned. When he made that choice that he was willing to sacrifice himself. He found the person worth sacrificing himself for.
Yeah, I do like the full circle moment of, you know, he goes back, he decides that I'm willing to die for this person. I'm willing to sacrifice for him. But then, you know, we fast forward, he's on Rocky's planet. They built a huge enclosure for him, and he's teaching Rocky's the kids, whatever species Rocky is, I can't remember. He's teaching them about sight, and at the very beginning of the movie, he's teaching the human students about sound, and it like it comes full circle because the Rocky students, they can't see things, but they can see sounds. But the human students can't see sounds, but they can see, light.
Interesting.
And so I thought that was like good, and the movie. I mean, it's a good book. It's a good movie, too. So I do think it was earned. Is this a theater movie, or is it just okay watching it on the couch?
In the same way that I feel like Interstellar is a theater movie, like when we walked out of it, the words that I used were expansively intimate. Like the sets that they had, right, felt so grandiose and huge, but were so dialed into the singular character or, the duos. And so it just felt so intimate while we're kind of like the Truman Show, right? Like you're focused on this person, but there's such a bigger thing out there,
Yeah. I think that this is a very, very well shot movie. I think it's worth seeing on the big screen. Like it makes you feel, like you said, small in the moments where it's really, really big. And the moment where they come into the planet and it turns on the IR light and the whole world becomes, Talmiba or astrophage.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was beautiful. I mean, there's so many like beautiful things where seeing it on the big screen makes it that much more beautiful than seeing it at your house where you're texting half the time.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's worth seeing in theaters for sure.
I'd agree.
Does the science make it better or worse? I think we've kind of talked about this one quite a bit in the first question.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on it?
I almost felt like there wasn't that much science in the movie. Like compared to The Martian and even the movie The Martian, they like explained so much. And this one, it was kind of just like, I guess how you explained it was like it makes you feel smart because it's like, oh, he's doing what I would think to do. If I had that skill set and knew science, that's what I'd be doing.
Of course you need gravity to do that.
Just use the orbit of the planet, obviously.
Gosh.
No. Oh, I'll just build a chain. If I had that skill set, that's what I'd be saying.
Just put a fly trap on the outside of a freaking brick and throw it down into the atmosphere. Okay.
It's easy.
Yeah, I think the science makes it better, but I, like you said, I didn't see tons and tons of silence. There wasn't like a lot of figuring stuff out. The most fun part of the movie of the science was when he's figuring out how astrophage reproduce. And there you go. But I'm glad I remember this. The Home Depot scenes are ridiculous, dude.
I did feel like that was weird.
That was so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, who is going to set up tinfoil as a bowling alley and throw freaking tape on it when you're trying to save the planet?
I feel like that was a Ryan Gosling ad lib.
Oh my God. That was the stupidest thing I've ever, like, I was watching it for the second time. I'm like, how did this make the movie? Like, how was this ever even an idea? It's like these two, a scientist and a
guard.
A guard, whoever, for the government, for all governments of the planet, whatnot, are going to be bowling with tape.
They're just goofballs, man.
Oh, so dumb.
They're just goofballs.
And then the obvious plans of ad plans for Skittles. So there's like pick up 5,000 Skittles, and then the next scene, like the other like guards are like eating the Skittles with the name out, and it's just like, oh my goodness, like, could you not be more obvious? This is just stupid. Like, throw duct tape, it will hold the universe together. Like, what are we doing?
This might be a bad time, but we should do our ad read. Today's episode is sponsored by Skittles and duct tape.
Go get you some at Home Depot today.
And Home Depot.
Man. But yeah, I couldn't get over that. The second time seeing it, I was just like, yeah, I was right. I was right about this movie. Was there a wow moment or just solid all the way through?
I feel like the wow moment cinematically was when they turned on the IR light. That was kind of the moment where you're like, this is a good looking scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it blew up. And then it being in IMAX was that much more impactful. I mean, I feel like this movie was worth watching IMAX and watching the aspect ratio change in space to 10:3 to 16:9, like when they're on Earth. I saw that was the thing. I didn't really notice it the first time I saw it, but then the second time watching it, I was like, yeah, that makes a big difference. Yeah, I think there was enough wow moments for people to be like, oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But was it?
While watching it and walking out of it, I had a really good time. I didn't think about it critically at all until you ranted for an hour.
It was not an hour.
The first time. And then the second time. And then even last night when you texted and you were like, I was right. I just walked out halfway through. And then I've obviously seen other people's opinions on it and stuff. I feel like it was a really fun movie. And if you haven't read the book, then I think you'll like it a lot more. I think every person that I've seen talk about having read the book, they hated the movie. But I think it was a lot of fun. If you like Ryan Gosling, if you like space, there's some cool stuff, you know. Rocky was a lot of fun. Their banter was fun. It was kind of reminiscent of like the other guys, but in like broken English. So I'm going to give it a 3.5.
3.5. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like I'm going insane. I feel like I'm in the upside down. I feel like I just was dropped into an alternate universe or something, you know, where I'm Marty McFly in the future. Okay. Where I'm the only one that sees the light. I feel like I'm gonna start a cult following and be a prophet of some sort.
You got to be more charismatic for that.
But this movie has confused me so much in the way of usually I can get around why everyone loves it so much. And I just can't get around it. Like I see visually this movie was good. It built a good world. There was fun things about it, but at the same time, all those things could not surpass the super annoying parts of this movie that I could just not get over. And couple that with reading the book and the book being so impactful and so good, and it just being freaking, I feel like, trampled on in some ways. I got to give this thing gotta give it a 1.8.
Whoa.
I don't know if I can watch this movie again.
He tried last night. It didn't work out.
It's so long, and the payoff to me is just not good enough that I don't know if I can watch it again. You know, like, and to me, I can't give something more than a 2 if I can't watch it again. And if I didn't like it that much, I can't give it a 2. I got to give it less than a 2. I got to give it 1.8. And that I feel like I'm going crazy. The world loves this movie. The box office was a smash.
Some people saw it twice in IMAX, or at least got 2 tickets.
I mean, I tried to like the movie. I wanted to like the movie. I was telling everyone for months. I read the book and I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the best movie ever. And I just can't get behind it. I don't know.
And what have we learned? Don't read books.
And yeah, I think that even if I had never watched or read the book, I don't think I could get behind this being a great movie. I just don't see it. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I'm missing something that everyone else sees.
I agree.
But what do you guys think? I mean, this is a movie that really divides us on the way of our ratings. The other movie that this happened with last year was 28 Years Later, and somebody ended up on the right side of history on that one.
Yeah, me. Or as Ryan Gosling would say, strong side, left side.
He's really good in that movie too. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Tell me how crazy I am. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me if I'm just being salty because I read the book and I'm being one of those people like, it wasn't as good as the book, type deal. But I think even outside the book, it still wasn't that great of a movie.
Rip him a new one.
Well, we'll see you in the next one. And let us know what you guys think about this format. It's a little bit different. We're still polishing it up. And yeah, if you hated it, let us know. We'll probably still continue doing it. So see you in the next one.